This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat that far. We got to talk about it immediately. Deontay Wilder is full of it. And I'm going to explain why. When you got beat the way that you got beat, just say it, man. There's nothing better. There's nothing more confident. There's nothing more purposeful. There's nothing more than an abundance mindset when a man can sit there and say in defeat, hold their heads high and say, I got my ass beat. I got my ass handed to me. There's nothing wrong with that. In basketball, Michael Jordan did this with the Detroit Pistons. Kobe Bryant did this with whatever opponent beat him. Whether if it was the San Antonio Spurs, whether if it was the Detroit Pistons, whether if it was the Boston Celtics, he said he got his ass beat. In boxing, you have to do this. Otherwise, you're going to be bitter like Evander Holyfield was with Riddick Bowe. Let me say it again. Otherwise, you're going to be bitter like Evander Holyfield was with Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe beat his ass 2-1. But Evander Holyfield was feeling some type of way. Listen, man. We know you got robbed in the first fight. You technically had the knockout. But the second fight, you did a glove gate via paid to fucking lose. And that was a permanent stainage on your boxing resume. And in the third fight, you got beat up, man. Tyson Fury was patient. Tyson Fury turned it up in the championship rounds from round 7 to 12. And he got your ass up out of there, man. That knockout in the 11th round was so fucking beautiful. I don't know if it was 10th or 11th. I think it was the 11th round. 11th round. That shit was so fucking beautiful. He perfectly placed that punch. That was a boxer's punch. That right there told me Tyson Fury's for real as a heavyweight. And if fight fans are sitting here making excuses, still making fucking excuses like Deontay Wilder, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, But in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion, we have to tell the truth here. We got to call a spade here. We have to keep it a buck and keep it 1,000. Deontay Wilder got dismantled. Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up, man. Deontay Wilder, his stock, to be honest with you, I thought this shit was going to drop. This shit has actually risen. So Deontay Wilder can have fights like Anthony Joshua because these are both losers. They can have those types of fights, and those types of fights will command. There ain't going to be no belt on the line. But now these two can fight it out and don't play this game where I got a championship belt, you got championship belts, and we're just going to stall this shit out. They can go ahead and fight. And there's no O there. They've already lost a number of times. They both got 2 losses on the column. So squabble that shit out, man. That's what he needs to be looking at. The Anthony Joshua fights and down. Because these are fights that he can realistically win. But Tyson Fury beat your ass, man. There's nothing worse than when a person can't admit defeat, especially when defeat was evident. Deontay Wilder is coming out with all fucking excuses. And this is the worst part about it. In the second fight, those excuses were not excuses. They were justified. Because a lot of shit happened exactly the way it did in that second fight. But in this third fight, there wasn't no 3-pronged monster of economics, politics, and pugilism. There was just a simple fact that Tyson Fury beat your ass up. I saw the fight. I have the sharpest boxing eye test there is. And Tyson Fury whooped your ass, man. I'm not going to sit here and try to quantify it, calculate it, verify it, certify it. Tyson Fury beat the living shit out of you. He beat the dog shit out of you, man. It's worse when you sit there and you make excuses. Floyd Mayweather has had broken arm situations and still found a way to pull the victory. When it's all said and done, Andre Ward has had broken hand issues and still found a way to get the victory. It's all about your indomitable will. Deontay Wilder revealed he does not have indomitable will. Earl the True Spence has had broken arms and broken situations. He still found a way to get the job done. It's about your indomitable will. Do you have it? Deontay Wilder proved he didn't have it. So stop the presses and pump the brakes on the nonsense. And Go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. When it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder's looking weak out here in these boxing streets. His fight fans are looking weak out here in these boxing streets. And the reason why they have no choice but to be la cucarachas, la cucarachas. Yo no puedo caminar. La cucarachas, la cucarachas. Yo no puedo caminar. Scattering cockroaches is because of the evidential fact and the identity and the affiliation that's associated with that evidential fact, that when it's all said and done and the dust has fucking cleared, that Deontay Wilder is not what they thought that he was. He was not the face of boxing. He knows everything was trying to talk you motherfuckers off the ledge. He told you it was Earl the Truth Spence. Let me say it again. It was Earl the Truth Spence, not Bomb Squad. After this trilogy, he's been revealed as Bum Squad. Let me say it again. After this trilogy, he's been revealed as Bum Squad. I'm going to always tell you guys the cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth teller fashion. Even when you don't motherfucking want to hear the truth, I'm going to tell you the truth in its most visceral form. Because when it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder got exposed. He got the living shit beaten out of him. And if you're making excuses for him, and you're sitting here trying to say that Deontay Wilder had this injury, he had that injury, it's the things that make you say, It's the things that make you say, But what it reveals is that you are a fanboy. What it reveals is that you are a dick rider. What it reveals is that you're a brain full of mush and brainwashed dodo head. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. When it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder lost, plain and simple, this third fight. There's no excusing this. There's no arguing this. This third fight was what it was. Tyson Fury figured his ass out in the second half, and Tyson Fury got the job done. Tyson Fury's the best heavyweight. You motherfuckers think I'm happy to say that shit? No. But we tell the truth over here. I can't call myself, he knows everything, can't call himself the ultimate truth teller if he's not going to be cold-hearted about it. If he's not going to be unadulterated about it, and he's damn sure not going to tell you the cutthroat truth teller fashion that's associated with it, we got to tell the truth. And the truth is Deontay Wilder's lack of boxing ability was revealed. Tyson Fury could look back on this if you don't look back at anything. And you guys have to understand, Maximus Decitus, though, Aurelius, you remember what he said? What we do in this life, it echoes into eternity. So if we're making excuses in this life, it echoes into eternity. But if we're being honest with ourselves, then it echoes into eternity. The truth shall set you free, and those whom the truth set free are free indeed. Let the good book say it, and let the good book say it again. The truth shall set you free, and those whom the truth set free are free indeed. So come to the liberty of the truth, that we're not going to use no broken hand excuse. And we're just going to admit you making yourself look just as weak as Manny Pacquiao did in the 2015 against Floyd Mayweather. Tell the truth. You got your ass beat. You got your ass handed to you, man. And because you got your ass beat and you got your ass handed to you, and you are mentally disturbed, and a King strikes again. You are mentally fractured, and a King strikes again. It's basically revealing that you are mentally done. These are the mental diagnoses of someone that's mentally fractured and mentally done. They are in denial with themselves. Because to get rid of addiction, and i.e. this fashion, the loser's addiction, you have to step into the 12-step program of first admitting that you were in denial. Deontay Wilder is not doing that. In actuality, Deontay Wilder is telling you he is in denial about the fact that he lost. Fair and fucking square. But he told the truth at one point. He said, I didn't do enough. And Tyson Fury did. So we already know where the truth stands. We already know where it sits. You've already revealed it. When it's all said and done, even your trainer, he said you were great, but Tyson Fury was greater. So let's keep it a buck. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it 1,000. Deontay Wilder got exposed in that fight, man. He got exposed in this trilogy that he cannot fight at the ultimate levels. And that the ultimate levels mentally are way above his fucking pay grade. They're way above his mental grade. They're way above his physicality. And if that's not the cold-hearted, and if that's not the unadulterated, and that's not the cutthroat truth teller fashion, then I don't know what is. When it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder got done the fuck up. And if you're still making excuses for Deontay Wilder, it reveals you as what we call a boxing casual. I keeps the foot on the what? Yeeks. I keeps the foot on the what? Yeeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.